So from the definition, we have carnal knowledge. And then the age is also there. Rape is gender bias. Reason being that the law says a man cannot be raped. Yes, because a woman cannot penetrate a man.
Okay.
Even if you, a man, you accuse a woman of raping you, you are the one who does the penetration.
So what are the legal aspects doing about this? Is there anything they are doing to try to resolve it?
The law is the law. And when you look at Article 17 of the 1992 Constitution, it talks about equality before the law.
Okay.
All persons, regardless of gender, race, religion, social, economic, etc., should not be discriminated against.
Okay.
Let's get people who engage in rape and defilement prosecuted and convicted. Let's stop the give to God attitude. Let's settle it as a family. Let's stop that. And to my fellow men, 5 minutes pleasure can give you 25 years in prison. The basic element of either escaping or being convicted is the evidence.
Hello there, it's another edition of Charley GH on IBG Studios. I'm your usual host, Patinco Starboy. You can call me Honorable Kamel Abdul Karim. In today's episode, we're discussing rape and defilement. This is something that has been going on in the community, and I think it's better we know the legal side of it, the issue that has to do with stigma when it comes to victims, etc., etc. In the studio to help me do this discussion is a law student who actually is here. I wouldn't mention his name. I'll let him do it himself because of how it is. So, bro, you're welcome to the studios.
Thank you very much.
Kindly tell my viewers your name and we take it from there.
Oh, I go by the name Abudu Fatau Abiola Achade, but I'm widely known as MC Cashman because I'm a professional MC.
Okay.
Yeah, so many call me by that name. Yeah.
MC Cashman for real. Yeah. Okay. I know you schooled at GIMPA and then you currently working at the Parliament House of Ghana. Can you tell my viewers a bit about that?
Oh, at GIMPA, I think I obtained my bachelor's degree in public administration.
Okay.
Then I went back there to obtain my master's in governance and leadership.
Okay.
Currently, I'm pursuing law. That's my LLB.
Okay.
Bachelor's of Laws, and I'm in level 400, hopefully to finish soon. Okay. Then I'll head to Makola. Yeah. And I'm as well the administrative assistant in the office of Honorable Oscar Forilabi in Parliament.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a wonderful portfolio. Yeah. Once again, welcome to IBG Studios.
Thank you very much.
This is Charley GH. Today, I would like you to help my viewers and audience know more about defilement and rape.
Okay.
What is the legal distinction between defilement and rape?
Okay, so I think thank you for the question, and I'm glad to talk about this because rape and defilement is something that has been going on, and I think ignorance has played a major role in this whole situation. Now, when we talk of the distinction, I will just base the distinction on their definition. Okay. Right from the definition, you can tell yourself or you can deduce the difference between the two yourself. Now, I will use the legal definition. I wouldn't want to base my definition on the dictionary one. So when we go to the Criminal Offences Act, that's the act that regulates criminal activities in Ghana. When you look at Section 98 of the Criminal Offences Act, it defines rape as having a carnal knowledge of a woman of 16 years and above without her consent.
Okay.
So from the definition, we have carnal knowledge. And then the age is also there. So some people refer to rape as being gender specific, being organ specific, and being age specific. Now, with regards to gender specific, some scholars argue that the Ghanaian definition for rape is gender bias. Reason being that the law says a man cannot be raped. Yes, because a woman cannot penetrate a man.
Okay.
Even if you, a man, you accuse a woman of raping you, you are the one who that's the penetration. So whether you accept it or not, you did it. Now, with age, when you have carnal knowledge of somebody below 16, your charges or your offense is dropped from rape to defilement.
Okay.
So rape is age specific, 16 years and above. It must be a woman. Now, when we come to organ specific, there has to be, what do we call it? Penis and vagina penetration.
Okay.
Anything apart from that is not rape.
Wow.
Yeah, so it means that if, for instance, you take a woman to the room and you have anal sex with her, you can be charged for indecent assault, but not rape, because rape is organ specific.
Okay.
It has to be a penetration between the two natural organs.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is rape. Now, with defilement, when you come to section 101 of the same act, Criminal Offences Act, it says having a natural or unnatural carnal knowledge of a child with or without her consent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you realize that defilement is gender neutral, rape is gender biased. Because with defilement, it says a child. So it can be a boy, it can be a girl.
Okay. Okay.
And then when you have natural or unnatural carnal knowledge of a child, that is from 16 years downwards,
Okay.
your offense will be pegged as defilement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the first definition of rape, you know, as you said, you can see that there's some sort of bias there.
Yeah.
So what are the, you know, legal aspects doing about this? Is there anything they are doing to try to resolve it? Because it will be unfair for us to, you know, treat it as if, you know, we care more about one gender than the other.
Well, like I said earlier, a man cannot be raped. That is the argument. So it means that before you can actually accuse somebody of rape, there must be penetration.
Okay.
So if you, a man, you are going to, you know, go to court or police station that have been raped, the question is, who did the penetration? So you did the penetration. So it means that a man cannot be raped. But then I believe that going forward, maybe there can be some reforms or some legal, you know, debates on this. But for now, based on the Ghanaian law, a man cannot be raped. It's only a woman who can be raped.
I'm sure my viewers at the comment section will actually come at you, because there are certain situations that are real, that it is the other way around, that the women force themselves on the men. Just that, as you said, men do the penetration, all right. But what if the woman did that? Pushed you there? You know, some women are strong and they can, you know, find ways and means of getting over you.
Well, still, the law is the law. And I speak the law. So I can't, from where you are coming from, maybe you want to bring morals or emotions. But then we are dealing with the law.
The law.
A man cannot be raped.
Okay.
It's only women who can be raped.
So we can do all the noises, but the law is the law.
Yeah.
All right, I hear. Now, how effective? We know that DOVVSU takes care of these things.
Yeah.
So how effective are they, you know, trying to enforce this law on the ground?
Okay, so let me first of all commend the DOVVSU, that's the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service, for what they've done so far, what they've achieved so far. DOVVSU has been doing well, I must admit. It's a department in the police service that when you go with anything concerning violence, rape, defilement, they push you there. And so far, so good. They've been very effective. Now, what they do is that when you go and report such cases, they carry on investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, the DOVVSU has expertise or people who carry on investigation. Where there is a need for a legal aid, they refer you to go for legal aid. And then they also provide some kind of support, maybe emotional support or some kind of counseling.
Okay.
They make sure that the victim of that circumstance goes through that counseling. And then they collaborate with NGOs. Right, they collaborate with NGOs to also fight for the right of victims of rape and defilement. So DOVVSU, so far so good. They are doing very well.
Okay. Okay. So they are really making sure that these things are, you know, taken care of. I must ask, the Ghanaian law, is it so punishing enough? Is it hard enough to be able to deter people from engaging in these acts of rape and defilement?
Okay, so again, I want to make reference to the Criminal Offences Act of 1960.
Okay.
That's the Act 29. When you go to Section 97, it says rape is a first-degree felony.
Okay.
And the victim or the individual, the offender, can be charged for a minimum number of 5 years to 25 years in prison.
Wow.
That is rape. Now, defilement. Because defilement is considered to be more severe, they made a punishment, the minimum is 7, and then the maximum is 25. Now, back to your question as to whether it's severe, depends on the judge,
okay,
and your lawyer as an offender. Because 2 people can commit the same crime. They'll be tried in different courts. One can get 8 years, one can get 20 years.
It depends on your lawyer.
Depends on your lawyer and the judge.
Okay.
I always say that regardless of what they say, there's no emotions in law. But then imagine you've defiled a child and then you are facing a female judge who has also gone through defilement before. You just imagine the number of years she will give you.
Yeah.
So definitely emotions will come to play because she will now remember the pain she went through when she suffered the same ordeal that child is going through.
Okay.
So the laws are there. The only problem is that on paper, we have fine laws. But when it comes to implementation, the laws are not being implemented. Yeah, because in the case of rape and defilement, the question is how many people are convicted annually for rape and defilement? It's something we need to look at. Many people just, let's do it, home matter.
Yeah.
And then they bring the issue home. So the deterrence is not there that much. But when you go to prison, out of 100 prisoners, you may get just maybe few people tell you, okay, I've been convicted for rape.
Okay.
Unless you do this against a wealthy family or a family that is educated, a family that is litigant, and then they will drag it to the end. But you go do this against the ordinary Ghanaian, your give it to God, and then before you know, the individual is working freely in the community. Yeah.
So this means that if you have the capacity to get a very good lawyer, you can escape from this kind of punishment, right?
Well, it depends on the evidence available.
Okay.
In law, the basic element of either escaping or being convicted is the evidence.
Wow.
Yeah, and you see, rape, as we are speaking about, when you do it against the individual, the state takes up the case.
Okay.
So it becomes the state versus the individual. That is the offender. Now, the victim now becomes a witness.
Okay.
That's what happens. If you go and write something or say something about me on social media or anywhere, and I take you to court, that's a civil case. There's no conviction. You can't go to jail for that.
Wow.
But then when you rob, you murder, or you commit rape or defilement, you have committed an offense against the state, not the individual. So despite the pain and the trauma the individual goes through, you are facing the state.
Wow.
So the individual now becomes a witness in this case. So as to whether you are going free or not, depends on the evidence available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm sure my viewers are paying attention to these details you are giving us. So some of us thought it was just, an ordinary thing, just something normal. Yeah. But it's that if someone has a rape issue, there's someone against the state against the person.
Yeah.
Wow. Then it's something very serious that we shouldn't take lightly. And then talk of rape. Rape, does it occur only between an adult and a young one, or amongst adults too it can happen?
Rape?
Let me use a wife and a husband.
Okay.
Can there be rape between husband and a wife?
So previously, I think right from UK, England, it was said that marriage itself is a consent.
Okay.
But the moment you get married or you agree to marry somebody, you have given the person consent to your body.
Okay.
So there is no way a husband can rape a wife because that is his, I think he has the legal right to your body.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, some feminists in Ghana started agitating that husbands can rape their wives. And I think so far, it has not been documented officially,
Okay.
but there is matrimonial rape.
Wow.
Yeah, in Ghana.
And in that case, would someone be punished for that using the law?
Well, I've not read any of such cases yet.
Okay.
I only know that in Ghana, something like that exists.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe when there are amendments to the Criminal Offences Act, maybe they will add it. But right now, it is not even in the Criminal Offences Act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask this. Are there any barriers that actually, restrict victims from seeking, justice?
There are several of challenges or barriers, as you were saying, to why victims, maybe after incidents of rape or defilement, they just choose to let go. Our justice delivery system is not something you go today and the next day you get justice. One of them is the delay in serving justice. An ordinary man goes to court 1, 2, 3, he's fed up already. Because one, where he's coming from to even go to the courts is a factor. If he doesn't have the means, he will give up. After all, the rape occurred 2, 3 years ago. Why are we still suffering? These are issues you hear, right? Again, their inability to afford a good lawyer. The state will provide you the legal aid, but the effectiveness of that lawyer becomes an issue. I'm not saying they are not good.
Okay.
I'm not a lawyer yet. I may finish law school and I'll choose not to practice as a private lawyer. I want to be under the government.
Okay.
But then, fact is fact. Some of these legal aid lawyers do not deliver to expectation.
Okay.
Some of them, there are things they do. They engage in things with your opponents, which you may never know. So that also becomes another issue. And then the stigma, societal stigma. Oh, she has been raped.
Yeah.
She has been defiled. It hangs on the individual, right? And then there are other factors, but these are the key ones that I think deter or prevent people or victims from coming out to seek justice whenever they are raped. Funnily enough, and one of the most important of these points is issues of family. Oh, let's settle it at home. Sometimes the issue gets to court. The family says they want to settle it at home. Though is the individual against the state. Who comes to testify for the state? Is the victim. So when the family says we want to do it home issue, and you, the state, you want to carry it on. You go and you go and testify yourself.
Okay.
So most of these cases, you get individuals, oh, we are all in the Zongo community. It is Malam so and so's son, and we are close because we are family. So Malam has come to beg, or Imam has gone to look for Seriki and others to come and beg. Because of that, let's do it home matter. This person is a church of Pentecost elder because he has gone to talk to the pastor and he has maybe punished his son and they are coming to beg. Let's do it home matter. And these are challenges that people, the victims face. And because of that, they don't seek justice when they find themselves in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And let me ask this. In case of defilement, in some cases, the victims, they come and claim that they've been defiled, all right. But the ones who committed it say that she actually, consented to the whole show. What happens in this case?
Okay. So let me go back to the Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29. When you look at section 101, subsection 2, it says that the victim's consent is immaterial in defilement cases. Wow. Even when I define it, section 101, subsection 1, it says with or without her consent. So once the child is not 16 and the person says, come and do, like we are in this studio, then you receive a message from your supposed girlfriend who you think is old enough for you to engage in sexual relations with her. She sends you a message that she has your spare key, she's in the house waiting for you. And then you end up, you leave here, you go there, you do something with her. When it gets to court and you show that message that, oh, the girl invited me or she came by herself, so long as she's not 16, the law says she's not matured enough to make decisions for herself. So her consent is immaterial, it's invaluable. It is not a defense. You can't plead consent when it comes to defilement cases.
Okay.
It's only in rape that you can actually plead consent.
Wow.
And that consent you are pleading in rape, make sure it is not an induced consent.
Wow.
Consent you obtain by means of deceit or duress.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes.
So consent in defilement, I'm sorry, is immaterial. You can't plead that in court.
Really?
Yeah.
So regardless of what happens, if the person is below the age of 16 and this happens, whether consented or not, it is still defilement and you face the law.
Of course.
Wow.
So the law doesn't recognize a child's consent. That is why a child at 16 or below cannot make decisions for herself in Ghana.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Even our voting age is from 18
and above.
Yes. So people at the moment are looking at amending the defilement age. Well, I think even marriage is supposed to be from 18 years and above.
Yeah.
So if marriage is 18 years and above, why do you make defilement 16? So it means that when the child is 17, before getting to 18, she is free to engage in sex. But she can't marry after 16 until she's 18. So even the law on defilement, I believe going forward, it will be shifted to 18.
Okay.
So that it will be in line with the marital age.
Wow.
So consent, like I said, is immaterial.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure my people are really enjoying this discussion. Don't forget this, Charley GH on IBG Studios. With me in the studio is Abudu Fatau Abiola. You can call him MC Cashman. He's really actually, engaging us and teaching us a whole lot of things that has to do with rape and defilement. Send your comments and I'm sure he will respond to it. Now, Brother Abiola Cashman. Can I call you Cashman?
No, feel free.
Brother Cashman. Now, in case of rape, the evidence that actually, the medical evidence, what happens to that evidence in the absence of it?
Okay, so when it comes...
How important is it?
Okay, when it comes to rape,
yes,
medical evidence is good, but it is not mandatory.
How?
Yeah. You see, in the absence of medical evidence, once you can present other forms of evidence, you can still have your case. There can only be medical evidence if the incident is reported to the police just after it has happened.
Okay.
Right? Just after it has happened. Then the police will now tell the person, go to a clinic or the hospital and obtain a medical report, get examined. Right? So assuming the incident happened, the victim did not report that same day, the next day, or the third day, what can the doctors examine under the person? But when you go to hospital to report rape for medical examination, they don't check your dress, whether the individual torn your dress or not. They assess your organ. Was there anything like forceful penetration? Do we have some injuries in there? Has there been some semens deposited in there? So it means that if you don't report immediately, you go and wash yourself, you go and clean up, what happens? Should we say because you've cleaned up and you've washed yourself, you were not raped? That's why I said that medical evidence is important, but not mandatory.
Okay.
Because without it, once you can present other forms of evidence, maybe there was a witness, right? There was a witness. Maybe there's a conversation, a phone recording or anything that shows that yes, indeed you were raped. In the absence of the medical evidence, the case can still go on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So without that kind of evidence, how do they then detect to know that you've been raped? Apart from you just saying it and no medical evidence.
That is what I'm saying, that, okay, so I live in the same area with somebody and maybe passing by a window, I hear struggles, right? Then I peep through the window with my phone. I saw somebody trying to rape another person. I get video recordings. It's enough to present.
Okay.
I'm a witness to it.
Okay.
It's enough to present. There are other forms of evidence you can present in the absence of the medical whatever. You understand me?
Okay.
So not everybody is actually aware that immediately you were raped, rush to the police station.
Okay.
Last time I listened to a lawyer, he says, don't clean up. Even if you are bleeding, go to police station with the blood.
Wow.
So assuming the person has gone to clean up 2-3 days before you are confiding in somebody that, oh, 3 days ago, this person has done, they say, go to police station. By then, you've cleaned anything medical. So you go, you report, you end up in court, but you can present other evidence. But then at that particular or at that material moment, the medical evidence that is supposed to ascertain your case is not there.
Okay.
Because by force penetration, 2-3 days, the evidence is gone.
Okay.
If you sustain some injuries there, 2-3 days, maybe out of the pain, you start using hot water, it's gone. The semen that has been deposited there over there, after a while, if it doesn't fertilize with another semen, you peep it out, and there's nothing.
There's
for the
no
doctors
evidence
to prove.
for any sort of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Ghana's law should be gender neutral to include male and LGBTQ plus victims of sexual violence?
Yes. I don't think, but I know, and it has to.
Okay.
Because when you look at Article 17 of the 1992 Constitution, it talks about equality before the law.
Okay.
All persons, regardless of gender, race, religion, social, economic, etc., should not be discriminated against.
Okay.
Right? So whether male, female, LGBTQ plus, whatever, the law has to be made to cover everybody. That's why I said that there is an argument, or scholars are arguing about the law of rape, which does not include men. But before people became LGBTQ plus, they are Ghanaians.
Okay.
And our laws do not, the laws of Ghana is not a respecter of person.
Okay.
Once you are a Ghanaian or you live in Ghana, even foreigners enjoy our law. The only law or the only right foreigners don't enjoy in Ghana is the right to vote. Okay. Apart from that, protection, whatever. So the law on sexual violence, rape and other things is supposed to be neutral.
Okay.
And it includes everybody. So if a man rapes his fellow man, he's supposed to go and also face the same punishment. If a woman sodomizes her fellow woman, they have to face the same punishment. So the law is supposed to be neutral.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do courts ensure the protection and privacy of survivors during prosecution?
Okay. So due to the stigma and other things, I think they do in-camera trial.
Okay.
When I say in-camera trial, what I mean is private trials without the cameras.
Okay. Okay.
Right? They do in-camera trial. And then they also ensure the identity of witnesses are kept private.
Okay.
Right? And then they also, what do we call it? I think there is another thing they do. There is a limit to cross-examination questions, especially when you are dealing with a child.
Okay.
Right? Cross-examination, lawyers ask so many questions. They play with your mind so that they can ascertain the truth from your mouth.
Okay.
So, but in this case, you are dealing with a child. So the court will ensure that there is a limit, or they regulate the cross-examination, so you don't ask unnecessary questions. So I think these are some of the things the courts are doing. But then I believe that there is still more to be done when it comes to this particular situation.
Okay.
Because when you look at our courts today, we have specialized courts for certain offenses. I think there used to be a court for traffic offense.
Okay.
Yes. So we can have the specialized sexual violence court.
Okay.
That any issue, rape, defilement, such courts will handle it.
Okay.
I think that it will give victims some kind of protection.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dear viewers and then listeners, this is Charley GH on IBG Studios. I'm your usual host, Patinco, Starboy. It has been an interesting discussion with our brother Abdul Fatau, Abiola, Cashman, and I'm sure you are really enjoying the discussion. You can send your comments at the comment section. Don't worry, and it will be, responded to. Brother Cashman, before we go, what, last word would you give to families, communities, who have this situation going on, and out of, of fear of stigmatization and other, legal representation, they feel to, let go or solve it, within the two individuals or families?
Okay, thank you very much. My last words will go to two sides.
Okay.
One, go to the families as you requested, but I'll plead, you allow me to say something to my fellow men.
Okay.
Now, to the families, it is no fault of the girl child to be a woman. And already we know the girl child is weak. Or they say women are the weaker creations. Let's not stigmatize them. Let's support them. Let's stop the blame game. And it's because of the way she dresses. It's because if I dress and I wear skimpy dresses, does that give you the access to my body? Is that a sign of consent? Will you go to court and tell the judge that she was wearing a short dress or she was wearing a mawe? So it means that she has given consent? No. So let's draw our girl child closer. Sometimes we, the fathers, you go to a home and you realize that the girl is even scared to go to her father and ask for money. So if you, the father, you don't show her love of the opposite sex, she will seek it outside. Fathers should draw their daughters closer. Show them love, compliment them, play with them, discuss their issues with them. When she goes out there is nothing somebody will say that will lure her to allow herself to be defiled or raped. Let the family and the society be a support system to such victims. Let's get people who engage in rape and defilement prosecuted and convicted. Let's stop the give to God attitude. Let's settle it as a family. Let's stop that. And to my fellow men, 5 minutes pleasure can give you 25 years in prison. Choose wisely. 5 minutes with that little girl. Mostly teachers are being pressured. I have been a teacher before. And the girls who come and tell me, said they were sharing the male teachers in the class. Mostly when the girls get to Form 3. That's where the crazy thing starts. Don't look at what the girls are doing. There are thousands of ladies out there. Stay away from 5 minutes pleasure that will end your career and end your life. There is life ahead. You get nothing when you end up in jail. People are going to jail for stealing millions. You are going to jail for 5 minutes pleasure. Please, stay positive. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful edition with Mr. Abiola Cashman, MC Cashman.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm sure you've learned a whole lot from this episode. Don't forget that no matter the noises, no matter what you say, the law is the law.
Yeah.
And this is where we draw the curtains down on this episode. Don't forget, I'm your usual host, Patinco Starboy. You can call me Honorable Kamal Abdul Karim. Until we meet again, it is bye-bye for now.